Hey, good morning. How are you? I wanted to ask you today, how are you cultivating the seed that God has planted inside of you? Let's find out. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Jessica Harris, and I am your transformation coach, as well as the visionary founder of Ignite Your Glow. Super pumped and excited to come to you all today with my latest book, Pain Tried to Bury Me Alive, but God Revived Me. Today, I am going to be reading a poem called A Seed Planted, in honor of it being April. And that means it is National Poetry Month. And this book is not just a memoir, it is filled with a ton of different things. There is scriptures, there are devotionals inside of here. There's a ton of poetry that I actually was able to add into so many of the chapters in here that I truly believe is going to blow your mind. If you haven't already gotten your copy, it is available on Amazon. You can get it in the Kindle version, the paperback version, the hard copy version, whichever version truly is works well for you. I will soon have it available in the Audible version as well. I'm actually working on the Audible version of it now, so I can't wait for that to launch. I'm super pumped about that. And let's go ahead and get started. So, A Seed Planted is actually going to be coming from my chapter 6 called Who Am I? And it says, like a seed planted in the ground, I was planted and buried deep inside, waiting for something to happen, waiting for my roots to sprout so this shell could bust open, never understanding that there was a process, a need for good soil to be around me, a need for the right amount of sunlight and water to be given to me. Just when I believed I had enough of those things to grow into something, the earth would shift and the land would run dry, causing me to stay inside of my shell with no roots springing forth until they knew that there was a good source, a source of nutrition to carry me through, not just for this harvest, but for the replanting too. You see, the seed that you see, my seed was the answer to a need for generations to come. It was connected to breakthroughs and breakings of generational curses. My seed was connected to various lives and people who needed me to survive, to not only survive, but to thrive in this world without the weeds, without them holding me back and keeping me down. They needed me to rise above the ground, but this was going to be a process, not for the faint or weak at heart, so he could plow the ground and uproot the weeds from all the things that no longer concerns me mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. He was far from done with me. There was a renewing of the land that was taking place. He was using this as an opportunity to show me just how much he loved me. The land I was in would no longer run dry because he was refreshing the soil with an endless supply of all of him and less of myself. I would be forever connected to the one and only source. Praise be to God, counting on this seed of mine to be worthy. He wasn't surprised. See, he knew me before I was ever formed in the womb of my mother's belly. He knew the greatness that was planted within me. He knew the journey that I would endure. And because he knew, provisions were made, not to scare me, but to show me his grace and that he will always remain with me. That is A Seed Planted. Again, this is coming from chapter 6 called Who Am I? And this is in my latest book, Pain Tried to Bury Me Alive, but God Revived Me, currently available on Amazon. And you can go ahead and grab it from the link below in the description box. I wanted to share this with you because I truly believe that we are in a season of blooming. As I said earlier, we're in the month of April, and I believe that in the month of April, we're going to start to notice a lot of people transition from either being hidden in the shadows or people simply just blooming. You're going to see people come out of, it's going to look as though they came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they went from this quiet person to this loud, boisterous person or boisterous person. And it's just going to be amazing and just beautiful to watch. And in doing so, I truly believe that God is just set to just blow our minds in just a ginormous way. And I am pumped and excited for that. And this morning, as I was reading, one of the scriptures that was popping up to me that just, it kept sitting with me. I had read it a few days ago and it sat with me then and it's coming back today. So I'm really excited about it because I do believe that God is just speaking volumes in it. And this is coming from First Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. And it says, but as it is written, Eyes have not seen, nor ears heard, neither have they entered into the heart of man the things of which God has prepared for them that love him. I believe that the seeds that God has planted within each and every one of us are going to do tremendous things, not just for us, not just for our children, but also for our children's children and their children's children, and so forth and so long. I always think of the concept of an apple tree, right? An apple tree is grown from one seed, but that one apple tree births many different apples. And then in each apple, there's more seeds. There's a multiplication factor at hand when we look at seeds that are planted. So the fact that we all have seeds within us and then have given birth to those seeds, whether they're your projects, your dreams, your books, your businesses, whatever the case is, those projects now birth into bigger things, and it continues to keep going and flowing. The thing is that we want to make sure that we're partnering with God in everything. As y'all have already heard, Ignite Your Glow is what? It's a focus driven movement for women in Christ to break down barriers of those self limiting belief systems and old mindsets, and truly so much more. But in doing so, we're understanding that we have seeds that have been placed inside of us. But in order for those seeds to grow properly, one, we need to be partnering with God. Two, we have to make sure the land that He has it planted in is going to be cultivated properly. That's why cultivating with him is needed. That's why staying in our word is needed. That's why making sure that we are around the right people, places, and things are needed. Because truth be told, there are people who are wanting to kill the dream that you have inside of you because they weren't given the vision. Or there's a thousand other reasons as to why they may want to. But that's why it's so important in understanding that the idea that you were given isn't just an idea, but it's a seed that's going to produce fruit. And it should produce good fruit as long as you're partnering with God and you're doing it in His timing. And because you're producing something that God has asked you to produce, it's going to be ginormous. It's going to be amazing. But you have to believe in it. You have to nurture it. You have to give it the endless supply of what it needs. And you have to allow God to do what He needs to do within you, through you, and in you for it to be able to manifest in the way that He is calling it out to be done in. And that takes time. It's a journey. Promise you, been there, still on it. Anyways, I'm super pumped and excited for you to have been able to just enjoy my poem for today. I hope that you have nothing but blessings and just favor on this day moving forward in all that you're doing. Definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and click on the bell for the reminders for more videos. So much more is coming down the pipeline. If you haven't already joined our movement, click the link in the description box. You don't want to miss out. So much is here, so much is coming. I am excited and I'm ready to see what else you guys have in mind. So comment below, let me know what you thought about my poem. If you've already gotten a copy of the book, let me know what you thought about the book in the comments as well. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you and have an amazing day.